Well, I think we can all agree yesterday sucked. That was not fun to watch Shib fall below its 20-day moving average, to see this ugly red candle in the charts. Now, that being said, we've done this many times before, and really the thing that was actually a potentially good thing for Shib turned out to be a bad thing. We saw some big long leverage liquidations that took place, and now we're back to this point where we're heavily dependent on the news. And guys, the big news that we're going to be getting comes tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in this video, as well as just a few other things. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yeah, big old ugly red 5.73% down candle is not a fun thing. Actually, yesterday we had been looking pretty good. We were sitting right on the edge of this trend as we were getting close to the end of yesterday's daily candle, and unfortunately we got a little push down. That being said, we did hit and close above our 50-day moving average, which is good, but obviously we want to be very far away from here. We look at Shib on the weekly here. We are back below that 20-week moving average like we were talking about, and now we're just trying to, again, make an extension here. We're trying to flip this thing around and put together a little bit of green. We started with that today. It's not anything big, okay? It's not a huge day by any means. And right now, what we're seeing in the crypto market is a lot of people are just prepping for the news that's going to come tomorrow. Now, in terms of Shib, just like pretty much everything else in crypto, we actually did get a bearish cross on our daily stochastic RSI, so that sucks. We want this to, again, flip back the other way. Right now, we're just kind of putzing around like we've done several times before, where we've moved flat. Hopefully, it doesn't lead to a drop. We'll just have to watch and wait and see what happens. But again, we're very much dependent on this news. Now, we had talked about this huge imbalance for Shiba Inu in terms of long leverage, and it was like a 14% imbalance to the long side, which is good. It shows a lot of confidence in an asset, but unfortunately, when the market tips and moves the opposite direction, you can see big liquidations that took place. We had actually almost $1 million worth of liquidations for Shiba Inu over the last 24 hours. This has moved us actually back to almost a break-even ratio, which is fine, right? It's showing that right now we still have some confidence in Shib. Open interest has actually dropped by 9.6% over the last 24 hours overall. So you've seen a lot of people actually pull their money from leverage trading in terms of Shib, which can be a good thing, all right? Now, that being said, just a couple things to point out to you guys. We, on the Ethereum side, spot ETH side for institutional money, did see an accumulation day, smaller. Same thing on the BTC side, $157 million worth of BTC bought. So we're seeing them quietly and cautiously do some accumulating. That being said, whales are buying the dip. All right, another whale just bought $48 million worth of Ethereum. All right, since July 9th, a total of 9 fresh wallets have accumulated $2.38 billion worth of Ethereum. So they're quietly and collectively accumulating while retail's still just kind of crapping their pants, if that makes sense. I still see so many negative comments and people being so fearful, and just people frankly can't get out of their own way, and it is what it is. It's fine. There are always people that will shake themselves out right before times get exciting. I actually saw a viewer yesterday just say that they dumped their whole position and they're calling it quits. And that's exactly when we tend to get these big explosive candles that leave people behind. So people can always do what they want. It's always up to them. Now, what I will say is we're very dependent on the news that we're going to get tomorrow. For those that haven't caught some of my other videos, we are getting a Q2 GDP report tomorrow, which is going to be a very, very big deal. Right now, with the way that leverage is set up in the market, I hope we absolutely crush this report. I hope we liquidate a bunch of shorts and make some big, massive movements to the upside. Will that be the case? Maybe. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have advanced or early insight into this data, so we'll have to wait and digest this. But then obviously later tomorrow, we have the conclusion of the FOMC meeting, which will give us insight into whether we're getting an interest rate decrease or not. Probably not going to at this point is what it seems like. That's what the market is preparing for. But then it's going to be more about the sentiment that Jerome Powell gives. Are they close to the rates? Did we basically get a split vote on this, where some people were voting in favor of and some were voting against, right? That's going to be the big sign. If we do start getting that split mindset in terms of the Fed, that means that we have a very high likelihood of an interest rate decrease coming in September. Then on Thursday, we have a PCE report. All right. So there are some things that can help move the charts, but it's a question of what type of movement are we going to get? Are we going to get a drop? Are we going to get a little bit of a push here? Okay. Like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, it's huge betting against the market right now. A lot of people that are really trying to suppress things and push things down. They're trying to take advantage of the weaker volume we're seeing in the market over the last 24 hours or so. You guys can see, for example, Shiba Inu, $255 million in trading volume. Did want to talk about this briefly, actually, our positioning there. But, 176 billion over the last 24 hours. It's down almost 70 billion from every single day of last week. Okay. People are just being cautious here, and that's fine. Now, Shib did actually fall from the 20th spot yesterday down to number 21. I saw some people post this and they were getting all cocky about it and laughing. And now Shib's back in the top 20. Guys, one thing to remember here is that I don't count the stables up here. I don't count USDT. I don't count USDC. Shib currently sits at number 18 in the crypto market. Okay. Hasn't been out of the top 20 in a very long time. And why I don't count those is people don't put their money into stables to make money. So just wanted to share that with you guys. We'll see what happens. I'm exhausted just like you guys. I'm ready for a lot more green in the charts. I'm ready to continue on this trend that we're on. It's like I talked about. We're still just following structure. I'm hoping we don't break structure, but we'll just have to watch and wait and see what happens. But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.